Okay, so hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Chenelle Beauty, and I'm coming back with another video. And first and foremost, for the newcomers, I just want to let you guys know that this is not a feminist or feminine type of channel. This is just my take on how I choose to pose in pictures, and just how my mannerisms is and how I get compliments on them and everything. And also, as far as this hair, it is a wig review that will be coming out pretty soon if I do not release this before this video. But this is just a video about how to pose more feminine in your pictures and how to be just so irresistible to both men and women. And when I say that, it could be more in a way that they are more attracted to you in that way, or it just could be like, as the old tale says, that men are so drawn to you, women want to be like you. So if you want to see how this type of, I guess you can say, like a character or just type of way and aura is picked up, stay tuned for this video. So y'all, this is the first thing that I would recommend to work on, and that is your face. I don't care how pretty you think your face is. To me, every face is pretty, but you always want to practice. I was not always good with my face. I actually hate when other people take pictures of me. I do much better when I take pictures of myself. You can really just see like my litness, if that's a word. But you can like literally just see that, and just like my confidence. When other people take my pictures, it's like I never know, kind of like, even though I see the camera, for some reason I'm always looking lost. So I hate when other people take my pictures, and I don't hold them really to that anymore. I learned how to take my pictures on my own, and just to be that bad bitch that I always knew that I was on my own. And I will be coming out with a video on that, or just how to take your own professional photos. When I was first thinking of this, a plethora of videos started coming out like that, and I was like, okay, I don't want it to make it seem like I was copying off of certain people, so I did wait for that. I honestly, it got to a point where I was like not able to find people to take my pictures for me, or me not liking how other people take my pictures, because they would take like 3 pictures of me and just be like, okay, like, you done? I'm like, no, like the professionals and just people that like literally take like that type of stuff serious, because it can be very lucrative. They take way more than 3 photos. Like, they take a lot of photos, at least 50, and that's minimum, to like 100, which is like maximum. And so if I didn't have the patience of somebody to take those type of pictures of me, I just got to a point where I was like, you know what, I either can I can either pay a photographer to take these photos of me, and I still not know exactly how it looks until he like gives it to me, or I can learn how to take my own pictures with my phone and make it look as professional. So that's what I learned how to do. I will be having a video on that, which is how to take your own bomb pictures for Instagram or whatever by yourself with your own phone. I have an Android. I record all my videos for YouTube and for my my Instagram by myself. When I did my last video, I did that with my Android. Like, you just have to know how to like work stuff and how to make it work. It may not be totally perfect, but it would be good enough to where you start getting the right eyes on you. I couldn't even begin to explain, and I don't even have a lot of followers on my music page, but just to begin to explain the type of people that has stumbled on my stories and stuff like that. Like, I'm talking about like A-list celebrities to like C-list, B-list celebrities, like reality type of celebrities, to people just like, how did these people find my stuff? So I think it comes from just me not just posting any type of picture on my Instagram, but for me just like being just like a confident ass bitch. And so I have kind of come into my own within like the past 2 years. I come into my own like with just like what I like type of thing. Like, I'm a hood bee, but at the same time I love glamorous stuff. I love to be like on some Marilyn Monroe stuff, on some just like things that I love to be like a fashionista. So long on this video. Let me just get to the point. Okay, so the point is, So the first point that I would recommend is just learning how to work with your face, and every face is different. For my face, you know, I don't smile much, but I do like kind of like an innocent look. I may do like a, or to the side, like, if you want to know like another person that does that really well, that took it from like 0% to like 180, like did a whole 180, is Kylie Jenner. Like, um, she does that really well, like the whole like looking kind of like big eye, kind of down, innocent look. She does that really well, and she didn't used to take pictures like that before, you know, everything happened. And then it's like when everything happened, she really posed really well. Now the one person that she really got that from is Nikita Dragon. A lot of people has a lot of things to say about her. I have my own opinions of her, but she knows how to fucking pose. If you don't know who Nikita Dragon is, she's a trans person. She considers herself as a woman, and you have to respect her as that. But she poses so good. And if you've seen how Nikita was posing like years before, like 2015, like Nikita kind of always was doing that. So that's what I can say Kylie did, and she made it her own. So now it's kind of like the Kylie poses, the Kylie, you know, she did more poses for her stuff than Nikita did. Like Nikita did it to a certain extent, but it's like Kylie took it and like she made it her own, to where it's kind of like, I guess, known as like the Kylie stance, the Kylie look. So what I'm doing is like I was like I'm playing with myself in the mirror, and sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes I do that in the mirror, or I may do it like while I'm in the midst of taking selfies of myself. But you just kind of want to like just play, like, you know. You know, you just want to kind of play with your face a little bit. You do have to do this. I recommend, I didn't do it all the time. I kind of like used to do it like spirit of the moment type of thing, like while I'm taking selfies, but I could see myself. You want to be able to see your facial expressions before you like take it out there to the world, to like Instagram. Like, so I recommend like doing it in the mirror a couple times. Find out what works with you. I'm not saying doing a Kylie, doing a Nikita, doing a me, but like doing like just a certain pose or facial expression that works for you. So the facial expressions you really need to work on. You need to know what's your strongest attributes. Like for me, I feel like it's like my eyes and just like the way I do like expressions and stuff. But I love my smile, don't get me wrong, gap and all, y'all can say what y'all want, but I do love my smile, but that's not my strongest attribute, like at least like right now. So I do more like serious poses, you know. I do more like innocent, like I try to make sure it's like it's not too, you want to watch your mouth when it comes to doing poses. If you don't want the more serious look, like you're mad and pissed off and you about to cuss out somebody and you're not approachable, that's very important to be approachable. You want to kind of like do more of like a sad, droopy mouth to make yourself look more innocent, like a little. And then this is like the more strong mouth. You see the difference? It's like you have to like not make sure, you have to make sure that your mouth is not tense. If your mouth is not tense, you're not clutching your jaw or anything like that, you should be fine. You want to just think of like pink clouds. I know that sounds crazy, but like pink clouds, or like maybe babies, whatever it is that makes you more soft. You want to be able to think of that while you're posing with your face. Now the second thing I can think of is your hand. Hands is also a big play on how to be more feminine. So with my hands, what I normally do just naturally, because I just naturally learned how to do this. I wasn't like this a couple of years ago, but like just like naturally, like place your hand on like the side of your face and maybe look off, or like look at the camera but like at a downward. I forgot to mention this when you're doing your face. when you want to do that innocent look and make your eyes look bigger, you always want to kind of be at a downward spiral, like a downward like look, like, you know what I'm saying? Other than this, this is kind of more like we run the world girls than this. So that's how you can do that. Now with the hands, I normally either do with my side, just naturally. I have my hand like this, or I may do like this, you know. But like if I do this, I make sure, like, at least I try to make sure that it's not like head on. I kind of like tilt my head to the side so that it's not too strong, and just kind of like, you know, like just do like a little, you know, rather than this. You know what I mean? Or I may even get spirit fingers. I get that a lot. I may just like kind of like separate my fingers and just kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of like that. I also tend to throw my arm around my head and I just kind of pose like this, and I just kind of do my thing with that. Or if you're standing up and you're showing your full body, I do this a lot too. A lot of this stuff is not so natural to me that I just do it. But it did not start off like that. So a lot of the times I will either put in front of my stomach, I will either put my hands like this. It's kind of giving you like very dainty. Or I may like put my hand, this hand that's on my hip, I may like bend it slightly like this. Put it on my hip like that, and then I may like take this hand and I may do like this, or I may do like this, or I may do like, I don't know, like this, that. Like I never like really do like the big hands like that. I try to do like, if I'm gonna put my hand on my hip, I try to like close my hand and do more of this. You see like the difference that make, like that, and then like this. So that is what I would recommend for hands. The next is going to be the shoulders. So the shoulders is always too important. To be more feminine, you want more lowered vibrational shoulders. I try to always be careful, like not put like, this is the superwoman pose. If you're trying to be feminine, then you want to do more of a seductive type of pose. You want to not have both shoulders really meeting. Always one in the back of the other. Kind of like, you can do like a lower type of pose like this. You can do the other side, kind of like a lower pose. You can do one that's kind of like a higher pose, but this shoulder is not higher, you know, like that. Remember to keep your hands kind of like really dainty. You can do one, I'm trying to see, like if you're doing one from the front, you can do one. See, I'm just naturally like that, but it didn't come like that overnight. Like I'm just automatically doing like this. But you want to do like one, if you're doing one from the front, like always make sure one is like kind of like lower than the other. One shoulder is lower than the other, and then you just kind of switch and you do that. And you do that again. You do that. Do that. 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 Well, that's kind of like awkward. And you'll find like your mojo, right? And that's for your shoulders. Now with your legs, that was one of them. For the legs, I don't know if I'm gonna show this in the video whole clip. I feel like it's kind of weird showing my like whole body in the whole clip, but I may show that. And what it is it's really just like you crossing your legs. Like when you're standing up, you're just like literally putting one foot and one leg in front of the other, like halfway, like having both knees that meet your leg. And just kind of like, you know, what I taught you with the shoulders and the head, you know, type of thing. And you just like putting that whole pose together. It could also be like the one leg straight on this, say like this side is one leg straight, and then this side is like kind of extended out, you know, and you kind of have your hand not like this, but like this. Sometimes I still have to catch myself, and you know, you just have like that. A good person to look at is first Beyonce Knowles. She's really good. If you see like her red carpet looks, she's really good with how to pose feminine and still look very powerful. If you notice, a lot of the times her hands is like Barbie dolls, like to her side it's like this. If you look at a lot of her pictures, which is very elegant in pictures. Now you won't walk around like that, but in pictures that can sell, that can separate you apart from others. You know, you could tell she was like trained in that type of posing. She probably went to like a beauty pageant type of guru and learn how to pose like that, just so she can know how to pose on red carpets. So she's a good person to look at. Marilyn Monroe is also a good person to look at as far as just how to be feminine. She does more of the walk, which is more my other ones that's like actually my last one that I was going to say is is the walk. I would say like look at more of a Marilyn Monroe. You know, she had such a little dainty walk. She had such a little feminine walk, and it was confidence. Okay, her head was always kept high. Her shoulders was always kept back but high. She always kind of walked with her hips more than anything. She let her hips like lead the way of her destination. Like she just kind of, you know, when you can even do it sitting down. I'm doing it while I'm sitting down. Like if you let your hips lead the way, but you have like your head up, you have your shoulders back, you know, like how that looks compared to like this. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a difference. It's definitely something to be learned than to just know automatically. I think even the best people have been taught how to be this way than to just wake up one day and you have it naturally or just be born with it. Like, I kind of think that's like not something that really happens, but it can be taught, and you just have to really work on it. This is just like a short video of how to just be more feminine, and it's all about too in your confidence. Like when you start to believe it, I used to hate how I was, even with selfies, how I used to look in photos and things like that. When I started believing that I was a bad bitch and that I could look good in photos, that's when I started looking good in photos. So it's kind of like it's all in your head sometimes, and you just have to learn that confidence. Sometimes you have to take time to yourself after your breakup, not just going to the next person to try to feed you compliments, but actually like go and like really learn who you are, what you like about yourself. Sometimes that is like the best gift ever, and that's what I ended up taking that route, and that's why I ended up learning it, and I ended up becoming a bad bitch. And like, you know, I can say like honestly, like a lot of dudes want to be with me, and a lot of women want to be like me, take pointers from me or anything. I'm not saying this on a cocky stance. I'm just saying this on a like a motivational stance. Like, you can be that person too. You just have to believe it in your soul. And I have days still to this day where I just feel like I either don't want to do anything, or I don't feel cute, or I don't feel this and that. And it's just like, you have to just know what works for you and just like own it. It's all about owning it. So you have to sell a product, and the product is yourself. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's your girl Chenelle Beauty. Like, comment, and subscribe with your friends, your family, and your boo thing. And I will catch y'all in the next video.